Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Brother Boonaa Mohammed, and I'm on my way to meet my next guest right now. I'm actually stuck in traffic, so hopefully inshallah I get there very soon. But I'm meeting a brother today who does Islamic holistic lifestyle medicines. Now, he is a person who specializes in many different things, particularly in hijama. I don't know how many of you out there know about hijama. It's a fantastic way to relieve your body of stress and unwanted blood, and I've actually had it done before and I absolutely love it. So I'm gonna sit with him today. He's gonna teach me a little bit about hijama, the history of it and how he himself got into it, and hopefully we're gonna learn and take away some tips as to how we can better treat ourselves and our bodies, because our bodies are an amanah from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So we want to make sure that we're in the best possible fitness and shape we can be in, inshallah. So join me on this episode of Bro Code here on Dops TV.
Hold a second. Hold a second. Hold a second. Hold a second.
Yasser Zia is a manual osteopathy and Discover U NLP trained practitioner. Yasser has been practicing personal development coaching since 2008 and is also VP at a local tech startup company in Waterloo, Ontario. When Yasser is not learning about human behavior, you can find him experimenting on himself about the latest health trends, superfoods, supplements, workouts, and life hacks. Hey, assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam, Boonaa. How are you, man?
Yes, alhamdulillah, how's everything?
Good to see you. Jazakallah khair. Welcome to Hijama Works.
Thank you so much for having me. I wanted to do some hijama today. I know
Absolutely.
This is a beautiful practice. It's an ancient sunnah, forgotten sunnah, we could even say. Could you hook me up with some hijama and teach me how it works?
Absolutely, bro. I'm all at your service. So tell me what you need to do.
Okay, bismillah. Let's do it, inshallah.
All right.
So, Yasser, if you could describe what you do, because I know you do many things, but if you could describe what you do overall, what would you say? How would you describe yourself?
Yeah, I like to describe myself as a wellness transformation expert. We work in the business of helping individuals learn about how their body works and come up with the transformation. That includes nutrition, mindfulness and meditation and things like that, and how mental and emotional health can affect you, the physical aspects as well, so fitness programs, as well as the actual modalities of hijama. By trade, by designation, I'm a manual osteopath, so we work with people on their bones and joints, structural issues, and we include hijama. When you combine the two together, the effects are really noticeable, and we have really strong results. Right. So the idea is to enable and empower people, and not be in the area of people coming in and saying, I have broken, fix me. No, you're not. You don't need fixing because you're not broken. Actually, your body is designed to heal and to self-manage itself, and we're here to assist you and empower you so you can go upon the transformation journey on your own.
Okay, so I know that there's different types of cupping. There's dry cupping and wet cupping, but today we're going to be focusing on dry cupping.
That's right, yeah.
Right? So explain a little bit about the process and how that works.
Yeah, Boonaa, so today we're doing dry cupping on you based on your goal and objective of just stress relief and relaxation. So dry cupping involves putting the cups on the skin and letting them sit for a few minutes, or sometimes just maybe a short amount of span, like 10 or 15 seconds.
Okay.
There are other ways to do it as well. Other forms of dry cupping could involve applying oil and doing some sliding in motion techniques. It's similar to like deep tissue massage, where you do facilitate lymphatic drainage, get the blood circulating, loosen muscle spasms. And there's also something called flash cupping. You know how sometimes you go for a massage and they go tuk, 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 and that's called tapotement. So you can actually simulate something like that with cups. You put them on and off rapidly. It's kind of like the Greek style, or sometimes called flash cupping. Cool. Generally, men, women as well, men tend to collect a lot of stress on the upper back, middle back. Okay, so the trapezius, the neck muscles here, the suboccipitals they're called. You have a group of muscles that come down the neck, and attach the skull to the back and so on. Okay. So we're going to focus in basically neck, middle back, up until about the mid back here where the ribs end. Okay, all right, and inshallah that'll get the muscles loose, and you're going to feel a nice deep sleep tonight. And you're going to relax, inshallah. All right.
So it's interesting because this is a form of medicine that obviously existed during the time of the Prophet ﷺ. There's many hadith. Prophet ﷺ used to have hijama done on himself. And also we learn about this in ancient Chinese medicine. Cupping existed in many different cultures. But tell me how you got into it, because it's not too common. I don't know of many practitioners, even in our community. We have a pretty large community here. So it is quite rare. So tell me how exactly you got into it.
So, you know, in our case, someone within our family, a sister, suffered an injury, and the doctors, she started having neurological symptoms, nervous system, and the doctors couldn't figure it out. And in that journey, we found hijama. Now, the thing with hijama is it's hard to find people that do it. We found a sister who did it, and you know, we found that the results showed immediately, you know, and within a few hours, these neurological symptoms started balancing themselves out, and the body started coming to normalization. So it was then that me and my wife, we decided that, you know, for our own need, let's try to study this. And my wife is in the health field to begin with, so she has a health background. And based on that, she was able to find some courses that she was eligible to take because she has a health background. That was the beginning. And then, you know, we found a teacher who was our mentor, who really helped us take it to the next level, because, you know, in a weekend course, you really can't learn too much, you know, so it's through mentorship and experience that, that you really get to learn things. All right, so Boonaa, as I place the cup on your back and squeeze the air out of the cup using the pump gun, you're gonna feel a gentle pinching,
right?
Okay. And as you can see from the camera here, the skin is elevating slightly.
I hope not too much fat is coming through. People are gonna judge me if they watch this.
It's just oozing out, bro.
Oh man.
How's it feel?
It's good. I mean, it's just, you're right, you feel a bit of a pinch, but it's not painful.
It's a bit different. We're typically used to compression, which is pushing.
Right.
This is reverse compression or vacuum suction. All right, so it's actually creating lift. And when the cups are in this lift mode, what's happening beneath the layers is you're creating space, motion, you're loosening the connective tissues and the muscles that are creating that tension and holding the blood and creating stress in the body. Initially, when I asked him, he actually refused. He said, "No, I don't take students. You know, I don't train." And he himself was not active in his hijama practice. He wasn't doing it actively. I'd heard through the grapevine, through referrals, through networking, that this is the brother who does it. And so, you know, he initially said, "No, I don't train." And I had to be a little persistent with him. You know, in approaching with respect and good manners, to seek out a mentor is part of, you know, it's part of, like, not even just Islamic tradition, it's part of, like, human tradition, you know. To reach mastery, you cannot do it on your own. You can't do it on Google. You can't do it from textbooks.
That's interesting, because a lot of people, they have crafts and passions they want to pursue, but they don't take the right means of learning how to do it perfectly and properly. So the fact that you were able to find someone who was doing it and actually get them to teach you, even though they were reluctant at first, I mean, really shows that you're passionate about it. Yeah.
So this is, in a way, kind of helping to recycle your blood flow, or helping to get the blood kind of moving in a different direction, or?
Yeah, I mean, what's happening is those are pipes, right? Those arteries and veins are pipes. And when the muscles are tense and squeezing in on the pipes lose their efficiency, right? They get, you know, not internally congested, but pushed from the outside. So by relaxing the muscle, the pipe gets more space, and then the circulation increases.
So how long typically, you said you leave them on for sometimes a few minutes, or in my case, how long would you leave it on for?
Yeah, I mean, 3 minutes is more than enough for you. What we'd want to do probably is move them around, shift them, incorporate some sliding techniques, take them off, do some soft tissue work, and then put them on again.
Right.
Right. So there's a whole variety of treatments you can do to combine together. And what was amazing was when he finally did agree, he said, he said to me that he has a vision for what can be done with hijama. And he said, "I'm now passing that on to you. It's a project, I'm passing it to you, and I'm only going to teach you if you take it with its haqq, and you grow it beyond what I could take it." And he also said a second thing. He said he has some other projects that he was stuck on. He actually was pursuing his hifz. He was trying to become Hafiz Quran as a man in his 30s, and he was stuck. Okay, so he said, you know, perhaps this is Allah's sign that he needs to now offload this, give something, and that will become the means for him to open. So I'm glad to say that 5 years later, alhamdulillah, he actually messaged me and he's completed his hifz.
Allahu Akbar.
Yeah, Allahu Akbar, you know, so like, You know, these are when someone comes to me and asks me, do I teach, do I train? I do the same thing. No, I'm not training at this time, but I look for the candidates who are actually sincere. I look for people who, you know, show a bit of depth. You know, they're not necessarily in it because it's a side business. They're not doing it because, you know, they want to be popular or something like that. They're doing it because they want to add value to the ummah. They want to add value to the world. They want to leave a legacy behind.
Now, in terms of dry cupping versus wet cupping, we're doing dry cupping on myself now. What would be the effects in terms of the difference between the two? Like, do you achieve a better result through wet cupping as opposed to dry cupping?
It's actually a good question. Okay, so with dry cupping, what you're doing is dislodging the stagnated fluids, and the body then has to go through the cleanse, and then it's also going to go through the restoration and repair of the area that's been cleansed.
I see. Okay.
With wet cupping, it's more direct. Okay, so we actually do that slight grazing of the skin and we take the blood out directly. So we're actually doing the cleanse, so the body can more immediately go to the repair. Do you understand the difference?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, so it's more direct, but there are, you know, factors. For example, when the elderly or the young, obviously we're not going to do, you know, wet cupping on them.
Right.
People who have, you know, taking medications for diabetes or blood thinners for heart issues, again, we're not going to do wet cupping on them.
But you could do like dry cupping on children too, right? I think I've seen something.
Yeah, you know, and some of the most beautiful stories we hear are from people from different nationalities, like someone from Trinidad or someone from, you know, Sudan says, my grandmother did this on me when I was young.
Wow.
You know, so in that regard, we actually want to enable families. We want that health geek in every family. You know, every family has that person.
Yeah, it's definitely not me and my family, but everyone does have one. You're right.
We want that person to, you know, get a kit and learn it. You know, you can learn a little bit of dry cupping.
Inspire them.
It's very safe to learn dry cupping, and it's very easy. You know, you can put it on your knees after you play sports. You can put it on your son or daughter, and so on. Right. So yeah.
Jazakallah khair, Brother Yasser, for giving us your time, and I appreciate you allowing us to experience the hijama works that you do here. So thank you very much, and everyone out there, stay tuned inshallah for another great episode of Bro Code coming soon here on Dobbs TV. I'm your host, Brother Boonaa Mohammed, signing off. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Hold a second.
I was an altar boy. I actually left Catholicism in high school.
Nice. Right? And this is the